Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we are going to be reviewing MoneyBox for a second time. I've been using the app now for about 2 years, still really pleased, but there are pros and cons to the app, just like any other platform, and I want to address them. And hopefully if you're thinking about investing in 2022, or you're a beginner, or you're someone that's looking to choose a platform, this will give you a good insight to what MoneyBox is like and looking at both sides of the coin. So without further ado, let's jump onto my screen and let's have a look firstly at MoneyBox's website. Okay, so we are on MoneyBox's homepage. Really simple, really easy to read. Everything's layman terms, and that's what I've always liked about MoneyBox. They never overcomplicate things. But specifically today, we're looking at the stocks and shares ISA. And what I will say very quickly is at some point when we hop off my screen, I'm going to show you some of the features actually on my phone, which I really like about MoneyBox as we go through this video. But instantly, we're greeted with what the platform can offer us, and that is regulation, protection, security, and it's a trusted platform. And of course, through the financial services compensation scheme, we are protected on each account up to 85,000 per person. Now, heading down, we can see the types of companies that we're going to be investing into. Some of the biggest and most well-known, which offers us that bit of comfort, especially if you're new to investing, you want to go in having that bit of comfort, and that's Nintendo, Disney, Netflix, so forth, Apple. I don't need to read them all out. Gives you a lot of information there that you can go ahead and read. Who's eligible? Well, you need to kind of meet this criteria in order to open up the account, but if you do, it's very simple to open, and that's what I really like about MoneyBox. Again, simplicity is key for me. Not because I'm a simple person, before any comments throw out there. Now, what made me do this second review is something that's really interesting. Unlike other companies where you can pick individual stocks, that's probably one of the cons that people will say. However, I don't mind that. I've bought individual stocks and shares in the past. I'm not all about that now. It doesn't really bother me. I'd rather go into index trackers now where everything's taken care of for you. You simply just track the market and all you've got to do is cost average your money into it. So the pros are you can easily access really good funds now. So HSBC, Islamic Global, Fidelity Index, Emerging Markets. I'm not going to read them all out. You can see them here. All of these are now available to us, the user, to invest in. What I really like is they've brought on cybersecurity, pharmaceutical, clean water, ETF. Now, the really good part. I know many people, as a con, that left MoneyBox to move on to Vanguard because their fees were more competitive and the range of funds that they could go into were essentially better in their eyes. I never moved to Vanguard. But what's really interesting is we can now invest into Vanguard through the FTSE 100 ETF, tracking 100 of the UK's biggest companies, and also bonus Vanguard S&P 500 ETF is now available on MoneyBox at a low fee entry of 0.09%. Really, really like this. Now, what I will say actually, the customization of changing your portfolio, because when you open up a MoneyBox, they give you the instant access to dive straight into it by choosing a cautious, balanced or adventurous fund. So you can literally start, if you don't know too much about investing, there's a load of information, load of links you can click and you can get started straight into it. But a little bit further in the video, I'm going to show you how you can customize. But moving on to fees, there is the standard £1 a month fee that you have to pay for the platform, but if you are new, the first 3 months you get it for free. Then there's the MoneyBox platform fee, which is charged monthly. As you can see there, pensions and the balances, what that's going to cost you. But that's a standard 0.5% for that. There's then the annual fund provider cost ranging between 0.12 and 0.58%. The good thing about this website, okay, I'm not going to go all through it now as we come off the actual screen here. It's really, really simple. So if you want information, what's really nice is, let's head back onto this, scroll down, I believe it was here somewhere, where basically you can view all topics. The FAQs, there's some really good questions. So which tracker, mutual funds can I invest in? How is an ETF different from a tracker? So if you want to know more about the actual difference between an exchange traded fund to like an index tracker, tells you all of that. And there's a load of other FAQs that you can go into. But let's hop off this and head back to me on the camera. So now let's summarize MoneyBox as a whole, but breaking it down into 3 parts. That's the application itself, the funds and the fees, and just have a look at some of the pros and cons and actually what I personally like about this platform. And one of the things that I do really like is there is on Tools a feature where you can see your projected earnings, so future discovery. And what it does is it's quite a nice incentive, and I'll pop it up on the screen somewhere, to incentivize us to keep increasing on our investing. And what it does is it paints a picture of what our investment could look like in 10 years time. We also have other things such as MoneyBox Plus, which basically gives us retail discount across, I've got eBay here, Booking.com, Money Supermarket, Curry's, PC World, Beagle Street, Gusto, and a lot more. And then what we do is if we spend with those companies, we get a kickback and a bump up into our investment portfolio, which is really nice. I said about customization for our funds that we invest into. This is really, really simple. So if you don't choose the cautious, balanced, or adventurous, you can then customize your portfolio, which is what I like to do. And of course, they've brought on Vanguard, which is really interesting. And I've now added those into my portfolio. And again, as I'm talking, it will be on the screen so you can see how that's done. I would say one of the cons that does irritate me a little bit, and this has been mentioned on other reviews, is it takes 7 days from when they take your money to actually settle and invest that into the fund. So if you're trying to figure out your finances and when your money comes out of your bank, it's a little bit hard because essentially it may not come out on the day that you want it, or there could be a delay, or if you have to reconnect your bank account, which happens quite often, that's a con. That really does annoy me. That's another teething problem, which if they could get sorted, I think they'd retain more customers, because I know some people that have moved to different platforms because it's not instant. The pros when it comes to the fees is there's no withdrawal fee. So if you're looking to take money out of your stocks and shares ISA, you don't have to pay a cost to do that. One of the cons on the flip side though is it can take up to 2 weeks for you to get your money. So if you need to be liquid and you need that money here and now, you won't get that. It's going to take up to 2 weeks. So there are pros and cons, but to summarize MoneyBox, I really enjoy it. I look to invest as a cost average investor going into an index tracker. I'm not so bothered about picking individual stocks, whereas if you're someone that's trying to beat the market, you might want to choose something like eToro or Free Trade or Trading 212, but I know there's a big waiting list for Trading 212, so you might have to look elsewhere. If you're someone that's just wanting to get started into investing and you just want to pick an index tracker, MoneyBox is perfect. And finally, one of the biggest features which I absolutely love, this was included in my previous review, which I'll include on the screen, is they have a roundup feature. So this is one of their biggest pros. So essentially, if I spend X amount on my card in the shop, it'll give me the option. And again, I'll show you on this screen how that actually happens. And basically what we can do is we can round up all of our change, which increases on our investing. And I really like that, and not many other platforms have that. So MoneyBox is a great platform. The fees need to be a little bit more competitive to retain some of the customers. Now that they've brought on Vanguard, I think that's going to retain a lot of people. It's certainly got me really interested now that I've added that to my portfolio. For any other information, or if you did like this video, please hit like and subscribe, and until next time, I will see you all very soon.